Hey guys, welcome back. It's Joey again. You're watching VegasDtech, and I'm back again today with another e-bike review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Engwe Engine Pro. The Engwe Engine Pro is a folding fat tire e-bike, and it comes with regenerative braking. So let's take a look. Alrighty guys, so before we talk about specs and features, let's go ahead and show you how it arrived and let's assemble it. Well, here it is, the Engwe Engine Pro. Let's put it together. The bike neck. Cushy seat, comes with a toolkit, pedals, and the bike charger. Front fender. Now the one thing guys I want to bring up here is that when you're installing the stem, you need to make sure that you've got the stem clocked right, okay? I've seen a lot of these bike reviews where they've got the stem kicked way back and they've got it wrong. They have it 180 degrees flipped the wrong way, and it looks weird because you got your forks going this way and then you've got the stem kicking back that way. So if you are assembling the stem, make sure that your stem is not clocked the complete different way, otherwise it's going to lean back and people are complaining that their reach is wrong, but that's only because the actual stem is clocked the wrong way. So you want to make sure that it's clocked back this way because it's supposed to fold down into the right. Took me a second to take a look at that and make sure, because it was like clocked wrong in each way, but there's one correct way to put it. It's straight ahead. You kind of want it angled forward slightly. And make sure you tighten this neck stem correctly and have the two side bolts clamped right and cinched tight, okay? So you won't have any problems when we get out there onto the street. Be sure to remove your caliper expander. Okay, this is to keep the pads apart so that you can assemble the tire and put your disc brake rotor in between, but do not hit your brake lever, okay, because you don't want to squeeze it together. There is a little gap there for this to slide in between, and that little piece right there is what separates your pads. Now, when you're putting these things together, as you can hear right here, you can hear a little bit of that, the rotor grind, and it's because we need to center the caliper. The calipers are generally just a slight bit out of alignment. You undo a couple of bolts and then you recinch them, and then you should have a buttery, smooth rotation of your tire. All right, guys, so I've loosened, you see that? I've loosened the caliper from its mounting position. And you see how it's freewheeling right there? It is not binding with the rotor at all. And then now, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to allow it to freewheel, and then you come back and you slowly tighten these things up. A little bit at the top and a little bit at the bottom. All right. And that's a pretty solid freewheel right there. No binding at all. And then now you can brake it. Alrighty, guys, well, that's it. Took all of about 20 minutes to put this thing together. The most difficult part that I had was probably just going to be putting that neck stem in. I still got to align it a little bit. I can see here it's off just slightly crooked. Everything else was assembled straightforward. Man, solid bike, man. One thing I noticed about this bike right out the gate is just how high the actual neck is. That's as low as it can come down right now, but it is a big bike. This reminds me of the T7, GeForce T7 that I liked, but that bike was entirely too long, and it had a humongous battery in it, which made it feel like it was an aircraft carrier. This is a smaller bike, which I do enjoy. Let me see. Yeah, it feels like it's around 80 pounds or so. So it only took 20 minutes to put it together. I'm gonna go ahead and do a full quality on this, which is gonna consist of getting that battery charged up, going through the brakes, making sure they're not binding, checking the chain, tightening everything up, and then of course we're going to go ahead and air up these tires here. Little Psych Plus battery air pump, because I feels like these things are only got like 10 pounds of air in it. So I'm going to go ahead and air up those tires, make sure they're up to about 30. So the next time, guys, I see you, we'll be out at the circuit, and we're going to run this to its paces, talk about the specs and features, so I will see you guys out there later. Alrighty, guys, so for the specs and features on the Engwe Engine Pro, we're going to start off with a 48 volt, 16 amp hour battery, which the website states gets about 35 miles if you're just using strictly motor, or you can get up to 75 miles if you use pedal assist with it. Tie that into a 750 watt hub motor, which is also rated for 1000 watt peak. It also comes, guys, with an 8-speed cassette as opposed to the 7-speed that we normally see, and that's just really going to help us when we get up into the top end. If you want to help your bike, normally you run out of pedal when you're in the 7th gear, but with this bike here, they've given us an additional 8th gear tied in with that big front sprocket there. You can actually help your bike in the top end. It does come with a Shimano Altus derailleur as opposed to the Tourney. Normally it has the Tourney, but this one here has the Altus, which is a step up, and then it's got the guard that covers it all. Like I said, very delicate here. I love these companies that put this on here. It really comes in handy when you start banging it, when you're moving it around the garage and so forth. Also comes with an anti-corrosive chain. We do have a rear suspension, the HLT 100, which is standard on the majority of these bikes that I'm seeing. It says it's rated for 1,000 pounds. I think that's 1,000 pounds of dampening, definitely not 1,000 pounds of load. Moving to the front, we're going to have a twin fork front suspension. You're going to have your ability to adjust your preload, and then on this side right here, you're going to have your dampening, which is either going to be all the way open or fully locked. Your tires are going to be 20-inch by 4-inch wide Chaoyang all-terrain knobby tires. Looking down below here, we are going to have the aluminum alloy mags, so no spokes. You're going to have 160 millimeter rotors tied into the hydraulic calipers. Moving up to the top here, guys, you're going to have your stitched leather paddle style handles. They do have locking end bars here, which are very helpful so that they don't slip around on you. I myself, out of the box, these were a little bit crooked, so I went ahead and just unbuttoned this one, and you're able to get it to the right angle that you like, so that the pad of your hand hits right on there, gives you a nice comfortable ride. They do have like custom bar ends right there, which is really nice touch. Coming over here, we have the 8-speed paddle style shifter, as you can see down here. It's all integrated down below, so it's kind of hidden. Nice little window. I like these. I mean, these normally come with the index thumb shifter that sits up on the top, which is normally for the 7-speed, but it's really nice to see it hidden down below like this. And it also has your rear hydraulic lever. Moving over to the other side, it's basically the same thing. Paddle grip with the bar end locks. You're going to also have right here your throttle. It's going to be a thumb throttle. Your horn is going to be down below, which is integrated into the headlight. Control pad is going to be situated right here. Pretty simple design. Power. It's going to be power, information, lights, and power assist up, power assist down. Let's go ahead and cut it on here and take a look at the controller. It's going to be a little bit difficult to see out here with all this sun, but as you can see, a very nice color display. See if I can rotate it up there for you, get you a little bit better angle. Okay, yeah, so right here you're going to see the battery is going to be indicated up top in a form of a percentage, which is really nice. We're going to have our speed. You can change the increments to miles per hour to kilometers per hour, depending on where you are in the world. You're going to have down here your different modes. This has 3 type modes: eco, normal, and then sport mode right over here. And you're going to have the ability here to cycle through your trip time, maximum speed, average speed, total distance, trip meter again, and then your power, which is going to tell you how many watts your motor's pulling, which is really nice for some people that want to know just how much energy they're getting and pulling from the battery to their motor. And then up here you're going to have this little meter right here, which is going to show you how much power you're actually pulling or getting from your battery. When you're actually pulling power from your battery, the gray bar is going to go across, and then when you're regenerating power, which I'm going to speak to you about here shortly, you'll see a green bar going here. Coming down to the bottom here, you're going to have well-go pedals. I like the well-go pedals because they're a nice folding design, made out of metal. They work really nice, and they have the reflectors in them. This bike here is going to also come with 2 fenders, metal fenders. The only thing on this bike that is metal actually is going to be the fenders. Everything else is aluminum alloy. And then we have these nice little kickstands right here that I like, that are back and away from the pedal. That way you can move the bike back and forth, and as the pedal rotates back, it doesn't stop you by binding against the kickstand. Coming up top here, you can go ahead and kick your headlight on by punching this button right here. You should see the headlight fire on. Although the unit is small, it kicks out a very nice amount of power. Good spread on the ground in front of you. And when you turn on the headlight, you also get brake lights. Let me see, there you go. And then I'm going to try to reach up here and show you the brakes. Adjustable seat, very comfortable saddle. It's got the split little cushion right here, very comfortable saddle, and it adjusts. The adjustment is way low here for a smaller rider. With the seat going all the way down, I believe that it can accommodate a 5' to 5'2" rider here, no problem. It also comes with a heavy-duty bike rack here in the back, which is very nice. As you can see, man, the construction that is pretty solid. It says back here that it's rated for a max of 25 kg, which when you convert that is 55 pounds. So a max payload back here of this rack is 55 pounds. So you should be able to put a good amount of stuff on the back. So looking at this down here, guys, we have built-in energy recovery system. All right. A lot of people call that regenerative braking. Well, it does that. So basically how this thing works, summed up, is that if you're coming downhill, instead of utilizing your brake and having to pull in your brake and wasting all that power, burning it up through your pads, if you are in pedal assist 1 or 2 and you allow the bike itself will start to slow itself down by braking using the motor, and it's going to take that power that is used from braking and push it directly back into your battery. Now that works in regen, and it also works if you're pedaling. If you're actually pedaling your bike using your own power and asking for no throttle assist, you're going to also see that bar turn green, and you're going to get some power being pushed back into your battery, which is nice to be able to know that the bike is consciously thinking about how to regenerate power for itself, as opposed to just blowing through power and giving you a dead cell. Alrighty guys, so we've talked a lot already about the specs and features of this bike. Let's go ahead and take it out to the circuit here to see how she performs. Alrighty guys, so I've got the Engwe Engine Pro set into a power assist level 5, which is the sport mode, just casual pedaling. This bike has a lot of power to it, guys, for sure. I'm almost already out of the ability to pedal, hitting 24, 26 miles an hour, just strictly on pedaling. Yeah, so strictly pedaling right now, I'm seeing 24, 25. This is a mild pedal. I mean, you guys know, I mean, you can just hear in my voice. If I was really struggling with the pedaling, you could just hear it in how I'm talking to you, that I'm really not exerting a whole lot of effort by pedaling and holding down to 25.5 miles an hour. Now, if we go ahead and hit the throttle all the way, we're just gonna go strictly throttle. It's 27.3, 28.5, big dip, 27.9, climbing a little bit of a grade here, 27.9, 28.5, 29, 28, 29, 28.2. So, I mean, this is gonna be I consider this thing a 28 mile per hour bike, okay, as far as the top end. Now it's got 55 Newton meters of torque, which we're gonna see here as we climb up this backside grade to the St. Rose Bridge. No pedaling, we're just gonna use the throttle only. Throttle's pulling us up here 26 miles an hour. We'll drop down to 25.4 coming into the bridge, 25 miles an hour. All right, coming across, and 25.5. Of course, we're coming down the backside slope, 28, 29 miles an hour. There is no governor on this bike. which I like that, because then you've got the ability to coast down the hill as fast as you need to, and we're hitting about 31 miles an hour on the downward coast. Bike is very comfortable. We're coming up on the backside of Green Valley Ranch Casino right now. Nobody appears to be on the path here today. Nice day too. Looking at about 66 degrees. And I had a full battery when I started it. It still shows 98.8% on the battery life. The bike sits rather high. The handlebars come up pretty high. I know some people have made, a couple of suggestions where they wish that the handle would be a little bit lower, but depending on how you like to ride, if you like to ride leaned over or lunged over, I don't have a problem with these handlebars. Actually, these handlebars feel really, really good. Some of the more budget bikes, when you're doing little turns like this, it feels kind of sketchy. Like you could feel the flex in the frame. There's no flex in this frame here, guys. Big chunky aluminum alloy frame. Anyways, we're pulling about 900 watts, all throttle cruise control, pulling 900 watts out of the motor. Battery still says 99%. Coming up onto the backhand side of the bridge, cruise control, 26.7 miles an hour. All right, we're gonna try some regenerative braking here. I'm gonna drop that. There it is. It's slowing down on its own, and if you guys can see right here, look at the green bar. The green bars come in. The green bar tells you that the bike is braking, and it's pushing 207 watts back into the motor here. It's pushing 380 watts back into the motor. Okay, and then if I start pedaling, you can see it's pushing 34 watts back into the motor. I'm gonna try to just do regular pedal power. And as you can see here, under pedal power in Power Assist 1, that's when the regenerative braking will start to come in. And like I said, if you want to pedal the bike, as long as you're pedaling it, look, I'm pushing 69 watts back into the motor by pedaling it under my own power right now with no power assistance or Power Assistance 1. But that's tiring me out. I gotta tell you, it is no fun riding these bikes when you have no power assist. So I gotta get the power assist back onto it. All right, back into sport mode, Power Assist 5. I'm pedaling, about to hit this major dip. All right. Love the folding bikes, man. It's like basically the only bikes that I can keep. All the other bikes I get, after I review them, I either give them away to a neighbor, family member, somebody, coworker that might need one, sell it. The ones that nobody really wants or whatever, sell them. But the ones that I do like to keep, definitely the folding bikes, because I have a very small car. And Maria's got the electric 3.0, and then I end up keeping a folding bike for myself. That way we can go out to faraway places and pull the bikes out and enjoy cruising around wherever we are. All right, about to take this dip here, make this 45-degree turn. Brakes aren't bad, man. They need to be broke in. Like all these bikes do. They're gonna make some initial noise from the beginning. Some bikes make more noise than others, but you're gonna have to get these brake pads to see, and it takes a while. I'm not too sure how many miles, but at least 20 to 50 miles to break it in. All right, we're on our way over here to do the hill grade climb and brake test over here at Cactus Ren Park. One thing I do notice on the bike is that when I take turns and I'm pedaling, the front of my foot hits the ground on a turn. So you may want to pay attention to that. I don't have humongous feet by any means. I mean, I wear a size 10, but yeah, like I said, when you're pedaling and you're pedaling while you're leaning, I tend to drag foot sometimes for a split second. All right, so anyways, here we are, guys, back at the St. Rose overpass, and we're gonna go ahead and be doing our brake test and our hill climb right now. So battery right here, we got a little bit of a battery sag in here, showing 89%. The grade on this here is 4 degree, or like 14-15%. And the way I rate this here is that any bike that can get over 12 miles per hour going up is a decent climb, because I don't use any pedal. I just use strictly throttle. So that's what we're aiming at here, guys, is trying to get over 12 miles per hour on this. Now, this bike right here has 55 Newton meters of torque, which is the same as the M20. The M20 kind of struggled going up here. I was only able to get 11 miles per hour out of it. And let's see if the speed controller upgrade on this bike right here gets us anything better. Okay, let's go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13.3 on that one. 6, 7, 8, 11, 1200 watts is being pulled. 11, 12, 12.9, almost 13 on that, pulling about 1200 watts of power coming up that grade. So you know what, the little tweak that they did on this controller right here, even though it's got the same 55 Newton meters of torque, it did generate 3 extra miles per hour of throttle only power coming up this grade. Alrighty, guys, here we go. We're gonna go ahead and get situated on the brake test. I got another camera situated down below. We're gonna come down this thing here, 15% downhill grade. I generally will get up to about 17 to 20 miles per hour. Then I hit full brakes and see how this thing performs. So let's go. Okay, we're at 10, 12, 13, 15, 17, 18 right now. All right. Pretty good brakes here, guys. 18, 19. So we started right here on this pad at 19 miles per hour, and I instantly got a good lock on here. I could see the skid marks starting right away. I had no brake fade on that. Once I hit the brakes, it gave me a full lock, and we were skidding all the way through here. It started to lock up really hard, and I could see the lines getting much deeper as we come all the way back down to here. So we're looking at about 30, 35 feet of brake skid, and I still had a good about 8 feet of distance before coming to the end of the guardrail. We're gonna go ahead and start the second part of this downhill brake test. Instead of a barricade here, I've got a dead end wall down at the end. We're gonna go 17 to 20 miles an hour, nail the brakes as hard as I can, and see how well the brakes hold up. So let's go. 7, 8, 12, 13, 18 miles per hour. Whew. Boy, it does not get less scary every time, man. But the brakes did hold up. Logan hydraulic brakes. Started way back off camera here. Right over here where the Durilla is. And I started my braking right about here. And as you can see, I kind of went out, curved around here, and got a little bit of that drift action. But same kind of results, about a good 8 to 10 feet from the end of the wall. So anyways, guys, Logan hydraulic brakes did a wonderful job. Alrighty, guys, we've been through a little adventure already, so it's time for pros and cons. What are the 3 pros that I like about the bike, and what are the 3 things that I think could be better? The very first thing I like about this bike is going to be the sturdiness and the build quality of the bike. It's rugged, it's durable, it's a very chunky bike. It does weigh in at about 80 pounds with that battery, but when I ride it, I feel very stable and very safe. The second thing I really like about this bike is going to be the dual suspension. The dual suspension on this bike here, guys, is great. The way that they've put the shock right directly under the seat, it's able to take all of those road bumps and push it into that shock, and I feel nothing in this area right here. So just the way that they've engineered this right in this area right here, the rear suspension is wonderful. Tie that into the front suspension, you either get it fully locked in or fully locked out, and you can see right here the amount of travel that this fork has. Can you see the grease mark right here? So it's got about a good 2 inches of travel in the front, so it's done its job. The third thing that I like about this bike is that they're able to provide this package to you in a folding style that I can fold up, put into the car, drive out where I gotta go, bring it out and enjoy it wherever I'm at. And you know, with the folding bikes, I'm able to put 2 of them into a fairly small compact vehicle. I don't need a truck or an SUV or anything like that. I can just put 2 bikes folding design into a compact vehicle, drive that car way out wherever we're going to go, pull them out and enjoy the day. So the folding aspect of this bike I really do love. The fourth thing I'll just put in as a bonus is the regenerative engine recovery system that is in the bike, or regenerative braking. It's a technology that I've never had before. The ability for this bike to take braking power as you're going down a hill and utilize that to recharge your battery is pretty awesome. And it's nice to know that when I'm in that point of riding where I'm actually pedaling, I can look at the gauge up here, and the gauge will show me that bar which goes into the green. And when you see any kind of green, I don't care if it's 400 watts, 50 watts, 200 watts, whatever watts you get that is being pushed back into your battery is going to help you add extra time of enjoyment while you're out riding. And those are the 3 things that I enjoyed about the bike. Now, what are the 3 things that I didn't like about the bike? Guys, I'm going to be truthfully honest with you. I didn't have anything that I found particularly wrong with the bike except for one annoying thing, and that is going to be the resonance and the vibrations that I was getting, the little noises that I was getting on the bike, primarily from the rear fender. I've taken the rear fender apart all the way off, man, and I've gone back in there and I've put little teeny isolator bushings, little rubber bushings all along the back, and I don't know how, if the resonance of this motor right here is just traveling through this little bar and it's just making noise in here, but I've added little teeny like cushiony tape in here to try to, you know, isolate that from touching the metal. I've done the same thing on the backhand side. I've got rubber washers behind the back of these guys here. I've actually got double-sided mounting tape inside here. So I've done everything I can to isolate that fender. But my God, does it make a racket. And if I intend to keep this thing, I'm just going to pull that thing off and discard it, because I just can't take that noise back there. It's annoying, especially when you're riding around and people are checking out your bike, and as you're going to accelerate right down there on the bottom end, you've just got that humongous racket going on. I would prefer if they put plastic. You know, a good quality plastic fender does wonders, man. You don't have to worry about it rusting. You don't have to worry about it chipping. Just put some durable plastic fenders on it. I mean, if they end up breaking in a while, no big deal. What does it cost for 2 plastic fenders? Probably 10, 12 bucks, and the company still makes money on it. Just replace the fenders with plastic ones. If we need it, we'll replace it. But in the meantime, yeah, just everything on this bike is aluminum except those fenders. And that was the biggest noise that I have. Also, guys, you're going to get a little bit of click-clack noises inside here where the battery is at. Many people have been riding around, and as they hit bumps, you're going to hear this battery inside just kind of jump around and just make pap, 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 pap noise, and it can get to be annoying. I went ahead and put little teeny double-sided pad tapes around all 4 points of contact, and I shoved it back in there, and I didn't have any noise when it came to that. Everything else about this bike, man, they did a quality job. They addressed everything that I complained about on the M20. I said that if you were to take that controller and modify it a little bit, you would get all the performance out of a 750 watt motor, and they did that. Even though it's got 55 Newton meters of torque, it was able to handle that hill a lot better than the M20. Even with the 55 Newton meters of torque, it climbed quite well. This thing gets 25 to 28 miles an hour, period. I consider this a 28 mile per hour bike in Power Assist 5. And then also I said that the display could have been better, and Engwe did a wonderful job here with this display, putting this nice color one on, exactly where I said I wanted it, all the information that I needed. They did it, you know. So I don't know why, but when I made that video and I said that those are the main problems that I had on that bike, this one came out and all of those issues were rectified. I don't know if they did it with just a display and a controller, but this bike is night and day difference over the M20. I do like the way the M20 looks, but I prefer this bike because I can fold it and take it with me. So according to the website right here, the Engwe Engine Pro has a $250 coupon on it right now for Black Friday, dropping it from, what was it here, $1,299. They've got the price down now to $1,149 for this. So yeah, all of the additional discounts that are available, I have links to it. Yeah guys, so that's everything I have for you on the Engwe Engine Pro. Thank you, Engwe, for sending me out the bike for me to review. If you folks like to pick one of these guys up for yourself, a link will be down in the description to the website where you can take a look at the specs and features, see if it fits you, as well as the Black Friday $250 discount coupon that's available as of right now. So guys, I just want to thank you again for tuning in today for another e-bike review. I'm going to wrap this one up and get it loaded up, and I will catch you guys on the very next one. You guys be well. Take care now.